Hi guys and girls, welcome back to Collecting Mosin. I'm Riccardo, and today I have the pleasure to say that we are back. We are back for our first special after more than 1 month of stop due to many reasons, mainly two. The first one is that I have to work. I have to work to show you a lot of very nice stuff. And the second one, I was really going deep into my books to find more details as possible to show you all the features that today I will explain to you about the Mosin Nagant variant that I have here on my table. So, as you remember, last time we were reviewing a 1916 just-made Dragoon, and we were going through the entire story of this fascinating variant of the Mosin Nagant. And I was just spoilering a little bit, talking about this special modification that I have here on my table. As you can see, I have also something else. You can recognize it. It's a fantastic full matching Berdan II rifle. I will explain to you why I have a Berdan II rifle here on my table in a few seconds. So yeah, be ready and let's start in a few seconds with our first special video talking about this elusive close combat training rifle of the Finnish Army. So welcome back to the channel. First of all, as usual, the chamber is empty, so the rifles here on my table are loaded. I don't want to open the Berdan II, but please trust me, it's completely empty because finding ammunition for a Berdan II rifle is close to impossible. So please believe me. The first thing that I want to say after this is that please, guys and girls, just if you like really the content of the channel, please subscribe and put a like because this will help really the channel to grow up, and I will have the possibility to show you more and more stuff if you are just supporting me in this way. So, what I have here in front of me, as I said, it's a close combat training rifle or practice rifle. So, between the two wars, the first one and the second one, the Finnish Army had the need to train the soldiers in using the bayonet and practicing close combat with the bayonet on the rifle. And to do this kind of specific training, they were using rifles that were in second line and were converted to this usage. This was a kind of usage that was really damaging rifles, and so the kind of rifles that were used to practice this training were obviously second line, or I mean not completely scrapped rifles, but yeah, not anymore in active use, I would say. So the first solution was to convert this beautiful rifle I have here in my hands. So this is a Berdan II rifle, and this example in particular I will show you later, but is a completely matching example from 1889. So in 1926, around 652 Berdan II rifles were converted to perform this kind of training for the Finnish Army soldiers. How? Well, the rifles were bored out and a spring-loaded rod was inserted inside the barrel with a leather ball on top. So it was quite simple. When the rifle with the ball was basically punching to the to the target, to another soldier, or just a static target, where the rod was retracting inside the barrel, and but I was checking inside the books, and I found that if one soldier practicing this kind of training received a direct hit from this leather ball, it was tough. It was tough. So yes, it was training, but kind of hard training. Anyway, so this is the kind of rifle that was in use till the end of Second World War to practice this close combat training. Then after the war, well, the Finnish army had still this necessity. And so there was a discussion about a possible new rifle that can substitute the Berdan II, that, by the way, was really, really a short number of these Berdan II were still able to perform these, this kind of training support. So the idea was to use, as I said, second line rifles, and in this case, the option and the solution was to reuse Russian captured rifles, and in this case, dragoons. So after a period of evaluation at the end of the 50s, 1957-58, it was decided to use dragoons and convert dragoons to close combat training rifle or practice rifle. In 1959, 1,500 dragoons were converted, and this kind of training was performed mainly during the 60s, and then at the end of the 60s, a lot of those rifles went inside the depot, and they remained in the storage till around 1988, but a lot were scrapped and were already in very bad shape, bad conditions, a lot of damages. So not a lot of these rifles survived. So this is a really rare variant of the Mosin Dragoon rifle. And 1,500 were converted, a lot were damaged, a lot were scrapped. So as you can imagine, probably really maybe few hundreds survived. We don't know exactly, but I went through different books to find out some really good information, and in particular, the really nice book, series of books by Markku Palokangas, pretty famous. Volume 2 is full of information about this variant and the other variants that were used for these training. In particular, as I said, the Berdan II, and then also the M39, for example, because the main modification that characterized these close combat training rifles was the adoption of these rubber bayonet. It's a 29 centimeters long rubber bayonet. It's not a bayonet, obviously, but it's a piece of rubber, basically. And these rubber, bayonet is attached to the rifle on also another piece that was part of this conversion. It's a blank fire adapter that is plugged to the barrel at the end of the barrel. We will see later, looking at the details of this rifle, more details about these two pieces that are characterizing this kind of conversions. The rifle is still good, so it's still a completely functioning rifle, but it has this blank fire adapter that is removable, and the rubber bayonet that is attached to the rifle on the blank fire adapter and the cleaning rod. So this particular rifle, it's a captured, obviously, Dragoon. It's a Soviet era Dragoon. It's a Tula 1926 made rifle, and it's in a two pieces Finnish stock. You can find also this kind of rifles in an original Russian one-piece stock. So just to complete the overview, you can find also additional information on the Mosin Nagant 1917 2017 book, and this is a pretty good book as well. And you can find also some information about these training variants. I was also looking inside the new Finnish Mosin Nagant excellent book by Matt Di Risio. Unfortunately, I'm still reading this book, and I'm planning to do a complete review of the book. Anyway, at present I didn't find any reference or information talking about this rifle. The reason could be, as I said before, that not so many dragoons converted to this usage survived, and I have no idea if some of those rifles went to the States, to be honest. The only one that I found in Finland directly, as this example that I was importing directly from Finland. So, as I said, this was not the only rifle used to to perform this kind of training. So M39 were also adapted to use the model M66 rubber bayonet, and also at the end of 19 of the 60s, I think no, it was before. Sorry, it was before. In 1963, it was decided, because, as I said, a lot of dragoons used in these function, they received a lot of damages and they were scrapped. So in 1963, before all the dragoons were just put inside the depot, there was also the decision to convert 100 M28. They were basically shortening the M28 rifle to a carbine length, and with also a training bayonet attached to it. The idea was to use this short carbine to train the soldiers to perform close combat with the bayonet, with a rifle that had the same length of the new assault automatic rifles. Well, from what I saw inside the books, and in particular, I can just show you, for example, on this one. Yeah, you can see a picture. I will show you maybe in detail later of this M28 shortened rifle. Well, they were probably never used. So they were just converted, 100 examples, but never used. So, and it was the end of this kind of rifles. And as I said, in 1988, all the remaining dragoons that were inside the Finnish Army depot, they were just decommissioned. So, very rare variant. Let's see in detail this fantastic dragoon, and yeah, a lot of history as usual on the both on the wood and the metal parts. So yeah, let's have a close look to it.